What up, loves? It's your girl London, and this time I'm back making a wig. So I am making a wig for my client right here. This is the wig that she came in with. And so this is the vision that I had to use to kind of come up with the new custom wig that I was going to make for her. So this is her before. And I want to say she traveled many miles. She came from the upper part of North Carolina to come see me. She found me on YouTube and felt like she wanted to trust me with creating her a custom wig. So I wanted to make certain that I did everything in my power to make certain that she had something that was not only going to last her a long time, but that she could appreciate and enjoy. So right now I am oiling her scalp. And I know that a lot of you, for some of my other videos, felt like there was just too much stress and strain with the sew-ins for those who suffer from alopecia or any form of hair loss, whether it be hereditary, medication, etc., etc. So this is definitely another alternative. So I am still going to braid her hair down, and I am not braiding it tightly, just enough to secure the hair and to keep it back and out of the way as I'm customizing her wig. In the other videos, the past videos, I have used the hair as anchoring braids, and more so just to kind of keep the net on the head, not to actually carry the weight of the sew-in. But I could understand where there would be cause for concern. So this is another method that we are doing, and this is definitely going to be convenient for her to take off and put back on, to shampoo and oil her scalp and her hair. So this should be a perfect fit for her. So if you are new to my channel, welcome. I am glad to see you here. I hope that you will return again, and I hope by the end of this video you decide to like, comment, and absolutely subscribe. I do a lot of tutorials as far as for a lot of customers who suffer from hair loss. It is kind of my specialty service. So I know some people have been inquiring like, oh, why do I not do more things that cater to treating the scalp or treating the condition of the client? And that's not my area of expertise. I'll refer all my clients out to a dermatologist so that we can know the stage that they're in and whether or not their hair loss is permanent. Where I come in is to give them a non-surgical way to get their hair back, to get their youth back, to feel like a lady, feel like themselves. So that is my main mission. If you're here for anything other than that, I'm sorry. But right now I've already got her braided down, and I'm going to go ahead and start the customization. So I like to start off with a stocking cap, and basically what I do is I create the wig by gluing first. So I glue my tracks into place, and then I go back in and I sew it. So I know it sounds like a lot of work, but it is. It's a custom wig. So you're not here to cut corners. You're here to make sure that it's perfect and to make sure that it's right. So me doing this does allow my clients to be able to leave and go head on with their day-to-day, do other things that they need to do. So and then I finish their wig and they come back for the last and final fitting. So right now this is one of the newer caps that I use. I love this cap. It is definitely good for breathing, as some of you like to say, oh, the scalp needs to breathe. So this is perfect for that. It also allows you to have a little bit more give as far as in the size of the cap as well. I like that there's no elastic band. I know that sometimes when you do wigs with the dome cap and the elastic band, sometimes over time it gives. This wig, because it has the hooks in the back, it won't do that. So I wish I did a little bit of a slow-mo of this closure that I'm using, but this closure is actually maybe about 2 inches wide, maybe not even that. It's probably about 1.5 inches. I prefer this closure when I'm doing wigs, especially for those who really aren't into styling the wig. They're not going to be changing the parts from the side to the center or pulling it back like a frontal. They just need that defined part. This type of closure is perfect for it. So I'm just measuring it out on her head exactly where I want it to be. And then I'm going to stitch the closure down. So the closure is going to be the only thing that actually gets stitched down, as you see here. And then I'm going to go in and start to glue these bands. And I'm gluing them down just so that they stay in place as I start tracking. And you'll be able to see that a little bit better. But this just makes the process for me a lot easier. It also allows me to give a snugger fit, because as you can see that they were still gapping, and that's just based on the size of the client's head. So in the event that the straps are bigger than the size of the client's head, you want to make sure that you glue them down so that they can stay in position as you begin to glue the track. So one by one, I'm going to lay each track with just a little bit of space in between them. And you want to make certain that you leave room underneath the bottom, because that's where you are able to adjust the wig with the adjustable band. So you don't want to actually glue that. So you want to come a little bit above it. And each time you glue the track, you're actually going to glue the entire weft, but you're only going to make certain that the parts that actually need to stick are secure. Now once completed, you're going to go ahead and comb the hair out. And what we're getting ready to do now is just kind of get ready to shape the actual wig. So we're going to go ahead and put our parting, and I think you can see a little bit better here where I was telling you that it's like maybe half the size of a closure. So it just makes finding the part and defining it a lot easier. So I'm going in with my razor because I want it to be a very natural fringed type cut on the ends. And I'm going to cut that all the way around, and then of course I'm going to go in with my shears and clean it up just a little bit. Now this is actually kind of the first cut. So this is just a generic cut that I'm doing just to kind of see the shape of it, see the length that I kind of want around her head. And then once I go in and color it, then I'll customize the cut a little bit more to her head and to her liking. So this is just a general cut just to get the excessive hair off. You definitely don't want to waste product coloring hair that you're not going to use. And this is actual bundle hair. So you could create a 27-piece wig with this same method. I wouldn't advise it if it's a wig that you're trying to keep for a long time, maybe 1 or 2 years. Then it would make more sense to invest in some quality hair. Now this is the complete mold of her head, and I'm just going to go ahead and pull the plastic off, and it peels right off. Well, there is a little bit of a drying time, so I didn't record that, but you do want to allow it to dry. And then once the glue is dry and it feels pretty secure, then you're going to go ahead and peel the plastic off. Now I do use a blow dryer, or sometimes I'll sit it on a plastic mannequin head and sit it under the dryer just so that that glue is actually set. But either method is fine. Okay, now that I know it's completely dried underneath, this is what it looks like. And you can see the spacing. I have already stitched it. So I went back in and hand stitched the areas where the band is connected to the weft. Now I'm going to go in and color it. And I will say the hand stitching is a little time consuming. So if you think that this is something that you can knock out in an hour or two, not so much. So definitely make certain that you have the space and time if you decide to do this for yourself or a client. In a bowl, I just mixed, I think it was 50 developer and bleach. And I'm just going to put this all over the head. I had to do it a few times. I actually would have preferred to go in one more time because I do know that she did have some lighter highlights in the wig that she wore in. But for time purposes and the drive that she had to take to get back home, I just went ahead and I think I did this twice, maybe a third time. I really don't remember. But and each time I used the 50 volume in certain areas. I did a little bit more than others just to kind of give a little bit of a contrast. But you're going to do the entire head like this, and you're going to leave just the roots kind of dark, or not as deep as they are right now, but definitely a more natural brown. I would say like a level 7 if you're a color person. So this is it completely bleached, including the knots. Okay, so now that I've achieved the desired color with the wig, I'm actually going to put this stocking cap on her just to kind of give it some grip because it is wet right now. And this is where I'm going to go in and do a little bit of molding. And this is going to help me to shape it a little bit better and a little bit more custom for her. And you definitely want to use your molding. Like with this hair, you're going to use all the products that you would use as if it was her very own hair. That's the other thing that you don't have the privilege of kind of doing when you're using like synthetic hair or blended hair. I mean, you can use your products on it, but it doesn't, in my opinion, work as well or look as natural as if you were to use like some virgin hair. So again, I'm just cutting off the excess, tapering it, excuse me, a little bit better around her ears, going and taking some of the length out the top, and then we're going to put the wig up under the dryer. So this is also a little chance for the client to get to cheat. So the wig goes under the dryer, but she does not, and I'm sure she has no complaints about that. Now that the wig is completely dry, I'm going to go in and put it back on and adjust those bands just to make sure that I have it kind of taut for her. And of course, you know, she has the flexibility to change that if she so desire. And then there was some hair that she had in the front that I did not want to protrude out of the hair, from under the wig, I should say. So I just put a little bit of Got To Be on it. And my client is very savvy. Like, when she came in, she had wig tape, lace tape. So she gets it. So she can also put a little lace tape right where that closure is in the front to kind of keep it down for additional support. And that's me just tucking the band in. She could also use a little bit of Got To Be if she would like to, just kind of in that area, especially because she's smooth on the top. So that would work to her advantage. And that would help to secure the wig as well. Now the closure did well just with parting and bleaching. I'm just tweezing it anyway because I just feel like in the event, it shouldn't happen, but in the event that she loses her part, it's going to make it a lot easier for her to find it. But I'm certain that she's probably going to put it on a dome head or something of that sort, and it's going to keep that part really defined. Now we're down to the wire. I'm just going to go ahead and add some curls, give it a little bit of shape and style, and then we are done, you guys. I hope that you love this video. I hope that you learned something that you can do for yourself or a client. I hope that you recreate it and tag me in it. Definitely leave some comments down in the bottom in the comment section. And this is the finished look. So if you loved what you've seen, hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. And until I see you in my next video, bye loves.